All right, let's do this thing on a wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson back at you in the great city. Drew Brees nailed it. This is New Orleans, the great city of New Orleans, on a wide open Wednesday where you're the show producer. I love wide open Wednesday. Now, don't get me wrong, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, it's pretty wide open. We take all comers. But on Wednesday, even more carte blanche for you. You're the show producer. Maybe there's a topic we're not talking about enough or missing entirely. This is your chance to produce the program. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, always representing Tigers, Pels, Tulane Saints, maybe Central High School. Or his, I think he's a Brother Martin grad, which is amazing. You can formulate sentences and speak, Mario Brothers.
Yes. Shout out Guatemala, too. Guatemala has 2 World Cup qualifying matches this week. If they win, they can make the World Cup.
There, you're right.
So, yeah.
I was promoting. Did I mention Guatemalans the other day in my Latino diatribe after the Hondurans? I think I did. Guatemala,
yeah.
Nicaragua.
Not as many Hondurans, I don't think, in Canada, but a lot of us Guatemalans. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, not nearly as many Guatemalans as Hondurans. But I think outside of Honduras, like we have more Honduran population than anywhere in the world. But lots of Latinos. Anyway, yeah, shout out to Guatemala. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. Yeah, on Wide Open Wednesday, you produce the program, 766-9480. If you're listening on radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM, or New Orleans' own 107.9 FM, or maybe if you're checking us out on television, Cox Channel 4 in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. Spectrum Channel 333, Slidell, Covington, Mandeville, Hammond, Homa, Thibodaux, Opelousas, and beyond. Maybe you're checking us out live on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube, live right now, and after the fact, after 6 o'clock on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It don't cost nothing. And finally, you might be checking us out on X, a.k.a. Twitter. Old Twitter. Follow us on X, at Corey Johnson. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E. No matter how you're checking us out, radio, television, live streaming, via YouTube or X, the phone number's the same, the now infamous 504 area code. Thank you, Katrina. Everybody knows the 504. 766-9480 is the number on this wide open Wednesday. New Orleans gets approval from the state on that $125 million bond sale loan. You know what sucks about this? We don't get anything out of this. We just keep going. Normally, when the city's floating $125 million in bonds, major road repairs, public school buildings, something major that we notice. This is just bridging the gap from faulty financial nonsense with the city, not being able to balance their checkbook, essentially. No, it sucks because this isn't, not going to see any changes, you know? Not going to see any changes. The Sewage and Water Board's new $300 million power substation still not online. Still not online. Was supposed to be definitively online before hurricane season. There was talk about getting it online before the Super Bowl, and that didn't happen. And now it's about getting it online in the next few weeks, ideally. Steve Nelson is the general superintendent over at the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. He's going to join us in 10 minutes with an update on that. Turbine 5, these frequency changers, the future Turbine 7. Does Turbine 4 from 1915 go offline? I know too much about the Sewage and Water Board, literally, because of its dysfunction. I wouldn't know any of this stuff. 25 hertz power, 60 hertz power, old pumps, old turbines. No, it's funny listening to other talk radio outlets in town when they talk about the sewage and water board, like the turbines aren't pumping out the water. It's like, yeah, it's a turbine. It's not a pump. Turbine's not going to move water. It's just going to power the pump. Things like that. Anyway, Steve Nelson knows it better than anyone, maybe. He's going to join us in less than 10 minutes to give us an update on your sewage and water board. Bye-bye, Penny. Find a penny, pick it up, then all day you'll have good luck. Find a penny, pick it up, then all day you'll have some kind of disease on your hand. And then you rub your eye and you get sick. The penny's going away. I think it costs like almost like a nickel to produce a penny. It's like almost 4 cents to make a penny. So they're not going to make pennies anymore. I read something that says a nickel costs like 13 cents to make. Might be time to 86 the nickel too. Or make it in penny form since it's only 3.7 cents, less than what it's worth. That's crazy. Anyway, the penny's going bye-bye. I think Rouse's is going to round down from now on. They're going to round down. And I'm sure they're going to put all their prices in some computer and figure out the cheapest way to round down. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe make the price artificially high so everybody's like, wow, I got 4 extra cents today at Rouse's. They're going to round down, like not round up, but round down, like they're going to lose a few cents when the penny goes away. 766-9480. Oh, boy, I guess I should have done a countdown, Mario. I guess I'll do it during the break. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno. It's January 11th she comes in. Anyway, we know the regular drill. We've heard it from Moreno. You hear it anywhere. We got to improve the economy. We've got to fix infrastructure. We got to make sure our city doesn't have crime. We've got to, build up the education system. We know those big 4. Education, economy, crime, infrastructure. That's any city USA, they're all applicable. I remember Mayor Daley in Chicago, like 30 years ago, 25 years ago, New Orleans politicos and business leaders went to Chicago. Mayor Daley came up with 3 things, similar, exactly the same in some ways, but one or two a little different. He's like, make sure your city's clean. Clean up your city if it's dirty. Make sure your education system's top-notch, and make sure your airport is state-of-the-art and beautiful. It's the first impression visitors get. When the New Orleans officials went, we had the old public school system. We weren't educating kids. Our city was filthy as can be, and our airport was a joke. We were 0 for 3. Now we're about 1.5 for 3. We got a state-of-the-art airport. Our education system's better. We actually educate kids, but it's still mediocre. But it sucked before. It was a travesty. So halfway home with education. Now we got to just make it really good. It's viable. Thank God it has a pulse. And the city's still filthy. Nothing's changed in that regard. So 1.5 out of 3. Those are all common things. They apply to any city USA. But then every city's got its unique features and benefits and problems. And we need to address those. And I haven't heard anything from Helena Moreno and her staff. And I didn't hear anything from Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis when they were running against Helena Moreno for this mayoral gig. How about the clean city part? How about cleaning up New Orleans? Someone has to say it. We have to get proactive. We have to increase fines. You see someone important like Morris Bart or somebody like that. I say important, known, let's say, not important, and wearing like a yellow-orange vest with the stick with the nail sticking out with the little bag picking up trash on the neutral ground. People are like, damn, man, they're serious. Cigarette smokers throwing their cigarette butts out. I was on the interstate the other day, and someone just rolled down the window and threw their trash out the window at like 70 miles an hour. Like, friggin' animal, man. And then I'm like, nah, my dog's an animal. These people are worse. They're not an animal. They're just inhumane, not human, subhuman. Just driving down the street. I mean, probably like a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 vehicle, rolls down the window and just throws a bag of crap out the window on the interstate. I mean, love to be a cop. Pull you over and write you a vicious ticket. Some $300, $400, $500 fine. It's obnoxious. No, clean city. Clean up New Orleans. We don't have to be the filthiest city in America. And then one you only hear here, Hearhere. you only hear right here. Reimagine Bourbon Street. Why has no one in the city come up with this? And why is no one, I guess you'd have to come up with it to implement it. But why has no one come up with this? And it needs to be implemented. Reimagine Bourbon Street. It's a dump. It's a toilet. Locals don't go there for a reason. It sucks. 766-9480. Besides education and infrastructure and crime and economy, and I'm not downplaying those, but they're applicable to any city USA. What are some of the things New Orleans needs that Helena Moreno, this new administration coming in January, they need to implement? Clean city, reimagine Bourbon Street. 766-9480. The 4 o'clock hour on this wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. In about 6 weeks, we fade into 2026. You want to jettison the old career, the old job, looking for something new? Go to the Latrim website, Latrim spelled Laitram. They have a full listing of positions available, a job, a career for you. Latrim.com. Go to the website right now. Change your life.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Corey Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Hey, New Orleans, You need to get to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville for lunch or dinner. They're open every week, Tuesday through Friday for lunch, Tuesday through Saturday night for dinner. I'll be there later this week because it's absolutely fantastic. And yes, I live on the South Shore. North Shore folks know all about Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. It's fantastic. If you love fine dining, if you love to go out to eat, if you're a fan of some of the best restaurants in the city, Gallagher's 527's in that number. Clearly worth the drive. 25 short minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. That's it. You cross the causeway. There's no driving on the North Shore. Right behind that Shell station, right when you cross the bridge by the Aquista Pace Grocery. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Get there soon. No, I'm addicted. I'm there like every other week, either for lunch or dinner, because it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. You will too. I promise you, if you've never heard of it and you go over there, two things are going to happen. You're going to agree with me that it's fantastic, and you're going to be like me heading over there often. South Shore folks, make the trip to Mandeville. So good. Gallagher's 527. Yummy. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. The Sewage and Water Board's new nearly $300 million power substation was supposed to be online. They were never going to get it online for the Super Bowl, but it was supposed to be online for the summer, for June or July, before hurricane season got going. And there's been delay after delay after delay, and the substation's still not online. Let's get an update on that. Turbine 5, these frequency changers, the future Turbine 7, all those updates that we like to have so we know what's going on. Steve Nelson is the general superintendent over at the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. He joins us on the program fairly regularly. How you doing, Steve?
I'm well, Corey. Thank you. How are you?
Doing well, man. Was that an accurate intro at power substation, timeline, all of that?
Pretty close. So the substation is actually Entergy's equipment, and that is online and has been. The frequency changers take that power, which is 60 hertz, as I think you had mentioned before. And there are 3 of those, each of which generates about half of what we need at peak demand. So there's 3 frequency changers that have 22 megawatts apiece. So altogether, that would be 66, and we need 44 at peak capacity. So hopefully that's not too much information, but you're pretty close.
Okay, so the 3 frequency changers, those would be at this new power substation?
Yeah, so the substation is one piece of equipment, or it's a set of equipment that Entergy owns, and then the frequency changers are physically located next to that.
And right now, there's only one connected and one being tested. Is that right?
So we have two that are connected. One is undergoing what's called this is the 30-day reliability test. So that's the first frequency changer. We started that test September 24th of this year. So we did want to get it in before hurricane season. Unfortunately, had some issues with commissioning and testing. But we started that on the 24th, and that starts a clock where you have to have essentially 30 straight days of flawless operation. So even the smallest of issues restarts that 30-day clock.
Wow.
So we've had relatively minor issues. Been issues like wiring on a fan or temperature differentials. They're not major things, but it has to work flawlessly for 30 straight days for us to check that box off, because we need to be sure that we understand and know that it's reliable. And what that looks like is we've got contractor personnel on site with our personnel, and the first frequency changer, and it runs 24/7. So we're not running stormwater pumps, but we're running our potable water pumps on it because we have some 25 hertz potable water pumps. And then if and when it rains again, that'll be the first asset up to bring power into the system. And so that's ongoing with the first frequency changer now. And then
real quick on that first frequency changer, Steve, when was the last snafu, and how many consecutive days has it been running 24 hours?
Yeah, we started it up early last week. The last issue we had was a voltage monitoring issue. Again, something minor, but it's got to be flawless operation in order for us to keep it within that 30-day consecutive period. So we're into the second week of that reliability phase testing.
And then once it clears the testing, what happens? It's good to go and it's online all the time.
And then then we've checked that box, and it continues to be online,
right,
all the time. As I mentioned, it's already there. The next phase for us, so the next frequency changer on the lineup, we're actually testing that this week and next week, and so it will be available. But we don't want to have two of those frequency changers undergoing this 30-day reliability test. And I know as an engineer, I'm going to get into some weeds too quickly here, so I apologize in advance. But we don't want to have two of them in a reliability phase test at the same time, because I only have a certain number of 25 hertz pumps that I can run. So I want to be able to put as much load on one of them at a given time as possible, because I want to stretch them. We have to be able to test them as much as we can with as much capacity. So if I have two on at one time, we're splitting the load. I want to have concentrated load on each one. So the next frequency changer we anticipate being available here in November. And then that will give us 44 megawatts of power from the frequency changers. And then the third and final one will be ready first month of next year.
So the number one, you just got it going again a week ago. So that won't be ready till first week of December, right?
Correct. Yep.
If there are no problems.
If there's nothing that comes up.
And then what? Number two would get started in December under full load if one works out?
That's it. Yep.
And then that one would come on maybe in January?
Correct. Yep.
And then three would start in January and maybe come on in February?
Yeah, I mean, by come on, we would check the box off.
Yeah, where it's ready to go.
Running, but then, yeah, that's correct. And then we'd have 66 megawatts, so you essentially have redundancy.
So each frequency changer taking in 60 hertz of power converts it to 25 hertz of power and can produce 22 megawatts.
That's it.
And you need with all three, you'll have 66 megawatts, what do you need? 44 for the system to be running at full capacity?
That's correct. Yep.
I should be working at the Sewage and Water Board, Steve.
I
know too much.
Got it all down, man.
I know too much. It's sad. I mean, sometimes I forget the initials for like those diesel locomotives. You got 5 of those. They produce 2.5 megawatts each, right?
They do, yeah. The fact that most New Orleanians know the difference between 25 hertz and 60 hertz power is a testament to our relationship with our utility. Yep,
no doubt. Well, I remember telling Gosselin Corbin, I was like, you need like a Schoolhouse Rock cartoon produced explaining, in about 2 or 3 minutes, the Sewage and Water Board, like in kindergarten terms for everybody, because that's how I learned it, like in kindergarten terms on your little, dashboard you guys have.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I will absolutely have to get with our comms director on a Schoolhouse Rock Sewage and Water Board edition.
I'm telling you, just because no one knows all this stuff. I was saying earlier, Steve, when I was hyping getting you on the program, I was like, I've listened to talk show hosts going, the turbines aren't pumping the water. I'm like, well, they'll never pump the water. They're turbines,
Yeah, you're correct. It's our system is unique in drainage and in the region of the world. Yeah, we have a special place.
No doubt. Steve Nelson's with us for a few more minutes, General Superintendent at the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. All right, so the $300 million power substation pretty much complete. Testing these frequency changers, and that should all be done in the next 3 months or so, and with no problems, ideally, and that'll be a green light, and that thing's ready to roll from now on, right?
Yeah, correct. And it's not just ample power, but it's simple. it's much easier to operate.
Yeah.
We've got 69 megawatts of power available right now before we even count frequency changer 1. So technically we've got 91 megs of power, but the hard part is it's coming from 14 different sources. So having it where you've got 3 frequency changers and it's 2, we'll only be running 2 of them in any given storm or rain event, to just have two different sources of power for our power control distribution team and our pump station operators to consider is just going to make life much simpler.
Well, it's not literally 14 things, right? It's turbine 4, it's turbine 5, it's those 5 diesel locomotive engines, and it's I guess turbine 6.
Well, if you wanted to count through it, you've got 5 of the EMDs, you've got turbine 5, you've got turbine 6, and then we utilize in that 69 megawatts a series of old rotary frequency changers. So there's, to further confuse things, there's static frequency changers, but then we've got a handful of rotary frequency changers that we're also relying on. And each of these are physically located at different locations and have to be routed through different parts of our power distribution system. So it's like having, we got 69 megawatts of power, but it's in 5-gallon buckets and kiddie pools, as opposed to having an Olympic-sized pool worth of power that you just walk up to and take when you need it.
Yeah. No, that's a good analogy. Steve Nelson's with us. Hey, Steve, turbine 4, literally from 1915. It is steam powered. Is that going to go offline forever now?
That is the plan. As soon as we get 2 frequency changers commissioned and ready, and having turbine 5 back, having those boxes checked will mean that we're going to turn turbine 4 off forever. We'll probably have a ceremony of some kind.
Yeah, got to. That's unbelievable. Maybe that building one day when turbine 5 shuts down, you can make it a museum on site. Hey, Steve, can you hang on 1 second? We'll just come back and wrap things up.
Sure, you bet.
That's Steve Nelson. He's with us, General Superintendent, New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. Yeah, we'll come back and find out about these turbines, a couple other questions, and your questions, if you'd like, 766-9480, coming right back.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleanian. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady. Steve Nelson's with us a couple of more minutes, General Superintendent at the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. So, Steve, Turbine 5 is from 1915. It's a steam-powered turbine. I like to describe it this way. It's like about the size of 3 school buses. It's like stacked on top of each other. It's giant. Turbine 6 is about the size of maybe 1 school bus. It's from the 50s, late 1950s. And then Turbine 6 is literally like a jet engine mounted to a frame inside of a building. And that jet engine is about the size of a Suburban. So we've gone from like 3 school buses in size with Turbine 4 to one about the size of a Suburban in Turbine 6. Is that pretty accurate?
Pretty close. Turbine 4, the turbine itself is a little bit smaller than 5, but then when you figure there's an entire building of boilers next to it.
That's what I'm counting, the like 2 or 3 story structure.
It's much bigger than 3 school buses. So yeah, you go from horse and buggy era steam fired to natural gas, mid to early 50s with Turbine 5, and it's a large piece of equipment to an actual jet engine in Turbine 6. And then part of the power complex, and this will come online after January, is Turbine 7 over at the power complex. So the plan with the power complex is to run off of Entergy Power. We have a direct feed now to their power generation station at 9 Mile, is to run off of that 24/7, even in named events. But if there, God forbid, is an issue, we'll be able to use Turbine 6 and Turbine 7 as a backup source of power and run those through the frequency changers. And yeah, those are brand new jet engine turbines.
And those 2 turbines, 6 and 7, basically give you about 44 megawatts of power, right?
They'll just about get us to our peak load.
Yep, just about to where you need to be. All right, now 6 was put in by the Army Corps after Katrina, I think in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. They built the building. It's jacked up in the air. What's that?
Yeah, pretty close. I think it might have been 12, but yeah, it was the Army Corps after Katrina. That's correct.
And then Turbine 7, you guys have physically had the turbine in storage for a few years. Now a building has been constructed at the new power substation, and Turbine 7, another jet engine type turbine that will be going online soon.
That is correct. Yep.
When will 7 be online?
That'll be first part of next year. I don't have an exact date in front of my head right now, but yeah, early next year.
First quarter, January, February, March.
Somewhere Q1. Yeah.
So ideally, you get frequency changer 1 ready in early December, frequency changer 2 ready in early January, cleared to go, and then frequency changer 3 cleared in February, and then before the first quarter of the year's out, Turbine 7 will be rolling as well.
That's correct. I think we can pull those frequency changers back to the left one. I think we should have that last one, maybe early February, late January. But yeah, that's essentially it. And when we're going through this 30-day reliability test, the frequency changer is available for use. We want to use it, so it's not like it's online after that. It's online throughout the entire duration. Yep.
Turbine 5, again, turbine 4 is from 1915, the steam powered one. Turbine 5 is from the late 50s. That's diesel or gas powered. Turbine 5, will that go offline when 7 comes online?
No, I think we're going to hold on to turbine 5. There are future plans for a turbine 8 at some point.
Wow.
Just so we've got N+1 type redundancy. The beauty of having the 3 frequency changers is that we can have one of them down for routine maintenance and preventive maintenance, which I'm really looking forward to getting into a preventive maintenance stance. And we want to have the same thing with the turbines. We want to be able to have one out of commission at any given time for routine maintenance, so we're not stuck scrambling if we have a weather event come up.
When would turbine 8 go online? A few years down the road?
That's a TBD, dependent on funding sort of discussion.
And what kind of funding is required for one of those roughly, Steve?
So, I mean, it's
tens of millions of dollars.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 million by the time you figure in the foundation, the piping, the equipment, and everything that would be necessary.
So turbine 6 from like 08, 2010, 2012, post Katrina. Turbine 7, 2026 going online. Turbine 8, a few years down the road going online. Pretty much have everything set. You got 22 megawatts of power created from each turbine, roughly, going through 3 frequency changers, a frequency changer each, which can handle about 22 megawatts of power. You only need 44, so you'll have an extra modern turbine available and an extra modern frequency changer available that you were alluding to. You can actually keep one of them down while the other 2 are operating, turbine frequency changer together, and do maintenance on the other.
That's it. You got it. you know it as well as I do, Corey.
Now what's the initials for the 5 diesel locomotives? What are they called again?
EMDs, electromotive diesels. They're basically train engines
that
have a generator hooked to them.
Yep. Like the jet engines for planes. That's what the turbine, and these EMDs are literally like a diesel locomotive engine. Will those 5 remain there ready to use or in a backup mode?
In the short to midterm, but I think the plan that we have, and we haven't fully baked that for the EMDs just yet, but I think we'll probably be taking those offline at some point here in the next year or two. And then the turbine 5, as I alluded to earlier, a large single source of power is less complicated than trying to keep all 5 of those and their support equipment going.
Yep. That'll really streamline everything, Steve. I mean, instead of cobbling all this together.
Rather than, like I said, talking about the 5-gallon buckets and the kiddie pools, one of our pump operators was telling me just how much simpler when the frequency changer's online. We had a pretty good, we had a little bit of rain since the first one came out in September, and one of our operators was just telling me how it was almost uncanny how easy it was to what we call order a pump and turn a pump on. You've got that big pool of power right there. You just go take it.
90 something pumps, right? Total?
Yes, there are 93 big drainage pumps throughout the system.
And how many? It's usually high 80s, 88, 89 are online, ready to go. What's the number right now? Do you know?
Yeah, we got 87 pumps online right now, maybe up to 88 here by the end of the week. There's one out in New Orleans East at Station 15. I think we'll have online if it's not back already. And then all but 2 of those should be back into full service by the end of the year. And the last 2 are at Station 13, serving the Upper Coast. But we do have some redundancy there at 13, and those pumps will be available for emergency use. So we can use those if we have to, but yeah, the rest of them, we should be in a much better place here by year's end.
So what by year's end, early next year, what the system will be about 99%?
91 out of 93 pumps.
Yep. And a lot more efficient power system.
Much simpler much more efficient. That's right.
And Turbine 4 will become a museum piece.
It will. That's the goal.
And the EMDs eventually museum pieces, or removed, not even historic, just removed, huh?
Yeah, probably something to that effect. We need the space here at the Carrollton plant, and so being able to auction those off and utilize that space will be helpful.
Anything we're missing, Steve?
I don't think so. No, we've been blessed with the weather, and you've got all the talking points down. I can call you next time.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like I said, I know too much about it. No, we have been blessed. I mean, almost drought-like conditions lately.
Yeah, that is how I think it's been described. Very, very dry.
Yep, no doubt. Steve Nelson, always a pleasure, man. I really appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Corey.
That's Steve Nelson, General Superintendent, New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. No, I often joke about it. About Cedric Grant, the old Sewage and Water Board director under Mitch Landrieu. It's just a really bad political move. A guy that had zero knowledge or expertise. He ran the Sewage and Water Board for years under Mitch Landrieu. I've often said this, and I mean it. I would allow Cedric Grant, because he's just a political hack. He's like the poster boy for that, like a John Alario, and, just a different category. This guy's an anointed, appointed political hack. John Alario is an elected political hack. So I often bring up Cedric Grant. I would challenge Cedric Grant, and he can come up with two things: the dollar amount that he wants to wager, and he can pick the person that's going to come up with the questions about the Sewage and Water Board. He can pick the person that's going to ask us the questions. And I promise you two things. I would know more answers to the Sewage and Water Board questions than he would. And the answers that he sort of knows, I would know them better. I would explain the answer better than Cedric Grant. And he pulls $180,000 a year in retirement. That's a whole other topic. I was talking about, the mayor and the common obvious things that New Orleans needs, like any city USA. What are the unique things? One of them, it doesn't have a lot of splash or sizzle. 3% retirement in the city of New Orleans for every year you work. You get 3% of your highest salary towards retirement, meaning you work 33 years, you get 100% of your salary for the rest of your life. It's crazy. Start working for the city at 18. By 51 years old, you retire full salary for the rest of your life. You could be getting paid full salary for the rest of your life, more years than you worked for the city. So it's not sustainable. It's crazy. These retirement, $180,000 for Cedric Grant, this political anointed appointed hack that doesn't know anything about the Sewage and Water Board, and he ran it for years. No, it'd be funny to take a test. It's kind of like the law. I don't know the law, but I guarantee if Morris Bart and I were tested on the law, I would do as well or better than Morris Bart on the law, because he doesn't know anything about the law either. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program, 766-9480. 766-9480. Turbine 5, frequency changers, EMDs, mommy, help, come pick me up out back in the station wagon.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Following the facts.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's confusing, that sewage and water board stuff. That's why I told Steve Nelson, I told Gassan Corbin this. You need like a Schoolhouse Rock. Do you even know what that is, Mario Brothers? Schoolhouse Rock?
Of course, yeah.
What do you mean, of course?
Yeah, we watched that in elementary school.
You did watch in elementary school, the bill, all that stuff?
Yeah, just a bill,
Yeah.
Conjunction, junction.
Yeah, no, it's really, it's incredible. You as a kid, you're going to engage, you're going to watch it, and you're going to absorb it because it's just repetitive. You're hearing it all the time. Songs stick in your head. River City Total Maintenance keeps you cool. I mean, songs stick in your head.
Yes.
So anyway, I told them they need to do like a Schoolhouse Rock, like I'm just a bill, on the sewage and water board, a cartoon version of, the pumps, the, 60 hertz power, 25 hertz power, frequency changers, turbines, substation, all of it. They need to do all of it. Explain how the city's in a bowl, and the bowl will fill up with water. You have to pump it outside the bowl, outside the cup, and do it in a cartoon form and come up, get some. First off, New Orleans has too much talent, so someone could write it where it would be incredible, like Schoolhouse Rock quality.
Yes.
And you could get some New Orleans musicians to write a song.
Yes.
And we'd be singing the damn song.
Hopefully that's what they do and not just do AI or something.
Yes. Yep. The speaking of a song, Mario Brothers, we may have to get a bunch of New Orleans musicians to come up with an anti-litter song. And if it's stuck, I think that would help stop littering, believe it or not.
I think so. That's a good idea. I can see the big Frida tune already.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, just like brass bands and some of our great musicians coming up with a catchy song.
Yes.
I remember the maybe you can find it on YouTube. The SPCA had a great song when they were on Japonica Street. So this is pre-Katrina. This is 25 years ago. But to get people to adopt animals and stuff, put in there like in YouTube, New Orleans SPCA, jingle, or something like that.
It's the holidays, and Walmart is helping me
Oh, Mario, what are you doing? You playing YouTube, man? Could have pulled up your crazy stuff, that stuff we're not supposed to be watching. That adult only stuff you watch all the time. Anyway, yeah, just put in New Orleans, SPCA theme song. Jingle, whatever. I don't know if it's going to come up. Anything that looks local? That could be it. It's about Japonica
Hi,
Street.
I'm Brian Batt. And in New Orleans,
No. Who's that? Brian Batt, he said? Yeah. No, he's a good animal activist. No, it's about the old location on Japonica Street. No, it's not going to be on there. It was a great song. And it was memorable. So you kind of remembered the tune and all of that stuff. Anyway, Corey Johnson with you. Now we're fading from topic to topic, sewage and water board. And I was talking about how Mayor-elect Moreno, don't forget about the non-mainstream topics. We know about education and infrastructure and the economy and infrastructure, economy, education, and crime. We know about the big four. They're applicable in any city USA, those four. All cities want to have a good public education system. They want to have their infrastructure rolling in the right direction. The economy, the education system, they all want that. Everybody wants that. But also every city's unique with its problems, with its deficiencies, with the things that are a positive. You want to amplify the positive, de-emphasize the negatives? What are some of those unique things? And clean city. New Orleans is a filthy city. Arguably, New Orleans is the filthiest city in America. I mentioned yesterday, someone goes on a vacation. How was your trip to Phoenix? Oh, it was so clean. That's such like a yatty response in so many ways. Like, tell me you went to the museum or the Grand Canyon or you saw the world's biggest ball of twine. I mean, something. It was so clean. No, it wasn't so clean. It wasn't. It's just normal. Like every city in America, it was so clean. No. New Orleans is filthy. That's the difference. New Orleans is filthy. And it's a joke. I don't know what's wrong with a lot of you people out there. No, not you. The guy behind you over there. Don't take it personal. That idiot. Now, I'm on the I-10 the other day and someone rolls down the window and throws a bag of trash like fast food out the window at like 60. I wish I was a cop. I'd pull him over and just grill him. And just pepper him with tickets. It's obnoxious, man. I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality. It's beyond selfish. It's something mentally wrong with you people that litter. And I hate to be a jerk about it, but you smokers are the worst. I really don't understand smokers at all. I don't give a crap about you smoking. Smoke all you want. Go eat lead paint chips. I don't give a crap what you do. But don't bring it into my space. And I'm not talking about the smoke outside. I'll go, upwind from you, or you go downwind from me. I'm not worrying about that. Secondhand smoke. I'll get away from that. I'm talking about you flinging your cigarette butt out the car window. You throwing the cigarette butt on the ground. Oh, it's just so small. It breaks down. Everybody else does it. I don't know what your excuse is. You're littering, and it's obnoxious. And me saying it's not going to make you stop, that's another one too. I don't get how people, when someone's saying something to them that's clearly correct and they're clearly at fault and this person is right being critical of you, you don't embrace it and go, I need to change that behavior. Instead, you keep on littering and you're not going to change. And you cigarette smokers are going to continue to throw the cigarette butt out the window. I, as a human being, I do not understand the selfish behavior. Just so engrossed in your own world, your own life. This trash is in my car. Oh, my God. I can't wait to get home and put it in a trash can like a normal human. I'm going to just throw it out the car. You truck drivers, too. And I'm not talking 18-wheelers. Pickup truck drivers. There's this little, trick. I throw my trash in the back bed of the truck, not inside the truck, in the back bed. So if it's in the back bed, I'm going to have to crawl in the truck to get the trash out to throw it away later. It's literally easier to put the trash inside the truck as far as getting it later to throw away. But that isn't your plan at all. You don't have the guts or courage, if you want to call it that, to simply be a litterer and throw it on the ground. you do this mind game thing with yourself and throw it in the back bed of the truck like a child. And then as you get up to speed, 20, 30 miles an hour, the wind blows the trash out the back of the truck. No, I mean, cigarette smokers, pickup truck drivers with this mind game you play with yourself. I'm not littering. I threw it in the back of the truck. What's that, Blue Boy? You're just a dog, and human beings are supposed to be much more advanced, and you're in shock about the littering in New Orleans and the obnoxiousness of it. You're right, Blue Boy. And these human beings that are adults in full-blown denial, the smokers, the pickup truck drivers, the people that litter. Blue Boy, you're a genius. 5 o'clock powwow next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx at the controls. Mario, I'd say we got some good Steve Nelson cuts from the Sewage and Water Board, but we really don't. You need like 10 of them to piece them all together to figure it all out, you know?
Yeah. I hear you.
You know what I mean? There's just too many parts to it. I think someone wants to, they're going to just listen to the whole interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it takes about 15 minutes to break down the whole system.
Which I would recommend. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you want to learn a little bit about the Sewage and Water Board, I think we broke it down pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just a layman. So I'm trying to, not giving you like engineering terms and stuff.
For sure.
And Steve is really good. He knows the system as well as anyone. He's the general superintendent of the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board. He joined us last hour. A little after 6 o'clock, you can go to our YouTube channel or X. Follow us on X at Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube, The Neutrogram with Corey Johnson. After 6 o'clock, you can check out that interview with Steve Nelson, talking about the nearly $300 million power substation. Pretty much ready to go. They've got 3 frequency changers that turns that 60 hertz power to 25 hertz power, the old school power to power the old school pumps that still rely on that power. 1 frequency changer being tested as we speak. It'll be green lighted in about 3 weeks. The second one will be tested for 4 weeks after that one. And then the third and final one, 4 weeks after the second one is cleared. So ideally, these 3 frequency changers, part of the $300 million power substation, will be good to go by January. Turbine number 7 should be online by January, which means turbine 4 from 1915, over 100 years old. It's steam powered. It's like a Model T. I mean, can you imagine going down to like the Sewage and Water Board and like they've got like a 2025 Suburban and they drive up and then you get out and you get in a Model T. Someone cranks the front bumper, spins the front bumper to start it, and then you drive a little bit more. That's literally what that's going on. Like turbine 7 is from like 2012, like 10, 15 years old. Turbine 5 is over 100 years old. Excuse me, turbine 4. It's insane. Turbine 5 is like 70 years old, from the late 50s. So they'll finally be getting rid of that 1950s era, like Model T era, pre-television. I mean, it's insane. Not pre-internet or pre-computer, pre-cell phone, pre-television, black and white TV. It's crazy. No, that'll be going offline. Anyway, pretty interesting stuff. I said it last hour. I told Steve about it. I've told Ghassan Corbin about it. They need like a Schoolhouse Rock cartoon that's like, I mean, those things are brilliant. Adults can learn from those. I'm just a bill, conjunction, junction, all that stuff. And but or take you pretty far. It's genius. No, New Orleans has enough creative people that someone could come up with a song, enough creative people that they could make the cartoon where we all learn about the Sewage and Water Board and how it works and how it operates. Just common knowledge, especially other local talk show hosts, so they won't say things like the turbines aren't working, the turbines aren't pumping the water. Well, it's an electrical turbine. It produces power. It's not a pump. It'll never pump water. It's a turbine, things of that nature, where media types, talk show hosts are not misinformed, don't know what they're talking about yet, talk about it still. It's crazy. Mario Brothers, I'm hoping the Pelicans can hit some home runs and score a touchdown, and they'll be successful.
That actually happened back in the 20s.
What's that? They scored a touchdown?
The
or
Pelicans baseball
hit a
team,
home run?
New Orleans Pelicans.
Ah, Mario, you little trickster. I was talking NBA.
Yes, I got you.
You know,
Technicality.
it's like the Volkswagen Bug. It needs a new radiator. Yeah, it's air cooled.
I
Doesn't have a radiator.
I know what you mean, though, especially for sports. Yeah, you get a lot of that.
Did you ever see that? What is it? Anchorman, where the sports guy, when he's owning the wing joint,
Yes.
and Farrell asks him why he got fired, and he says, "What does he say? I got fired because I didn't know anything about sports, and I was like accused of like drinking on the job." And then the quote he tells the boss, he says, "I'm racist. I don't know anything about sports, and I'm accused of drinking on the job." And he says to the boss, "Hey, Dan, you stupid," and then uses the racist term, like for a Polish guy, and then says, "It's 10 a.m. Why don't we have a drink and discuss this before I go check out the baseball team and see how many touchdowns they're going to score?" Something just like confirms that he's racist, drinks, and knows nothing about sports, all in like one sentence.
Anchorman movies are good.
Oh, it's hysterical.
That's why they're in some of
I was
our...
about to say play the clip, but we can't,
Nah.
There's a great line in The Godfather where Tom, the concierge, goes and sees, the movie producer. And the movie producer just rips off a bunch of just Italian racial stereotypes. Look, you blah, 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 like 6 of them. I'm not going to be muscled around by, you greaseball, blah, 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 and just goes off on all these like, derogatory Italian terms. And Tom just looks at him real casually and says, I'm Irish, German. And then he says an Irish racial comment and the German one right in one sentence. Like, okay, my blank, 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 blank friend. He like just nails both the German and Irish in the same sentence. It's hysterical.
So good.
But yeah, I wanted that to be a rejoiner for the show program, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
And what's the last one? Oh, in Blazing Saddles, when Harvey Korman is rattling off to what's your boy's name? He's hysterical. Slim Pickens, when he's telling Slim Pickens about getting me the Outlaws. I want cutthroats, bandits. And then it gets into like, racist, sexist type things that I'm like, I can't use that. It would be beeping out half the damn cut.
Yeah.
Can't use it on FCC regulated radio and television. The podcast, sure. Social, no problem.
Yeah.
But not FCC regulated stuff.
No, if you're to censor it, there's no point. Like Lil Wayne songs sometimes on the radio, like 4 out of 5 songs will be bleeped out.
Oh, dude, I'm in the gym, all this stuff. I mean, the N-bomb,
Yes.
female, sex organ. I mean, just repeating it all over.
So many pauses
no.
from words.
I mean, like juicy butt is like as clean as it gets in these songs, and no one wants to hear juicy butt.
No,
I don't know.
Those are the only words you'll hear for like 30
it's
seconds
not even
stretch.
creative. I don't get it. I'm lost on that, But whatever. That's your generation, Mario. Enjoy the N-bomb and the female sex organ talk and all that stuff.
It's about the rhythm. It sounds good in some songs.
It's about the rhythm.
In some songs, it sounds good.
We might as well say, like, I went to the Home Depot and got a hammer and a 2x4. Why is it got to be about the N-bomb and women's,
I think if it sounds good, it sounds good,
I don't know. Make it about the damn Home Depot and getting a hammer. I don't know why it's got to be about N-bomb. And then can you sit there and sing the song and sing proudly the N-bomb? I don't think you have any, like white people, non-black folks can't be saying that.
Yeah, no. You
got to sing and then you just got to beep. What do? You beep it out yourself?
Yeah.
You just don't say it when you're singing it?
No, exactly.
But when you're on all your white friends, you're like dropping the N-bomb in the song all day.
You just switch it out like in Christian rock and Christian music. They switch out like "Baby" with Jesus.
Oh boy,
you do something like
doesn't work. That's like watching Blazing Saddles and all the curse words are beeped out. It wrecks the movie.
Yeah, you just.
And they even take out the racial stuff too. Wrecks the movie.
Different forms of art, but all art.
You silly man. He didn't say silly man. He used a racial epithet there. What are you talking about? Silly man. No, talk about wreck a movie. Watch Blazing Saddles like on regular TV. It's like, don't even do it. Don't even try. Worthless. Anyway. Yeah, I don't get it. The N-bomb in the song just repeatedly. Just obnoxious. And then just like curse words over and over. And then the female sex organ stuff just over and over. Anyway, but Mario Brothers right now literally is standing up and he's talking to me and he's got one hand holding up the waist of his pants in between his waist and his knees. Like a foot of his boxers are showing right now. So yeah, Mario, I don't get the attire thing you got going either with the pants, a foot of boxers showing, your butt crack showing. You can't even use both arms. If you let go, your pants are going to drop to your knees. You're going to go to your ankles. What's up with that attire?
Yeah, no, that was like 19 years ago.
Yep. Oh, anyway. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. What?
In fact, the high school up where for had like a 2000 night and all the kids dressed like exactly
2000 nights.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like we had like 80s nights, I guess that's what they do now. And
Yep,
yeah, they were
2000s night.
all dressed exactly how you described.
Wow. It is a wide open Wednesday. You're the show producer, 766-9480. New Orleans gets approval from the state on that $125 million bond sale loan. Steve Nelson joined us last hour to update us on the Sewage and Water Board's power substation, which has been delayed over and over again. Bye-bye to the penny. Maybe the nickel's next. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno, we know the obvious problems that are applicable to any city. What about the ones that are unique to New Orleans? We'll talk about that and more. 766-9480. It's Wide Open Wednesday. You're the show producer. Whatever you want to talk about. 766-9480. Looking for a place tonight for dinner? Katie's in Mid-City. Problem solved. What a menu full of local New Orleans specialties and a lot of local fresh seafood. Tough to beat Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville, corner Tallahassee in the heart of Mid-City. Convenient for a lot of folks in a lot of neighborhoods in Metro New Orleans. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? Tonight for dinner, make it Katie's in Mid-City. Corey Johnson with you.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville. A New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine.
Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
90 minutes of fun.
How funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you don't want to make fun of Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. They'll dig a hole in the desert. You'll never be heard from again. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Love to hear from you. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno. Don't forget about the things that New Orleans needs that are unique to the city. We all know the big four: education, infrastructure, crime, and economy. Those apply to any city USA. Any mayor running can hype those things. We're going to make these better. I remember when local politicians in the business community went to Chicago like 25 years ago and visited with then Mayor Daley. He came up with 3 things that he said are vitally important that apply to any city USA. Make sure your public schools are the best they can be. Make sure your airport's state-of-the-art. It's the first impression visitors get. And make sure your city's as clean as can be. Don't have a dirty city. We were 0 for 3. Airport was crap. Education system crap. City filthy. Now we're about 1.5 for 3. State-of-the-art airport. Check. We improved our education system, so I'll give it a half. The city's still filthy, so 1.5 out of 3. Those 4 things I mentioned and the 3 that I just mentioned about from Mayor Daley, those apply to any city, anywhere, anytime. Any mayor running for office can hype those things. We're going to improve these things. But also every city's unique. And I mentioned New Orleans and how we're a filthy city. We're a filthy city. Let's clean the city. How about this one, which no one ever mentions? And it's mind-blowing to me because it's so obvious. Reimagine Bourbon Street. Pretty simple. Let's reimagine Bourbon Street. There's a reason we locals don't go down there. It's a toilet. It's terrible. It sucks. No one wants to go to Bourbon Street. It's a nightmare. I mean, when you have friends or family in from out of town and they've never been to New Orleans and they're going to mention, hey, let's go to Bourbon Street. You're not going to say, let's go to Bourbon Street. And then you're like, how do we do this in the least painful way possible? And it's like, we'll walk down it after dinner when we go eat at Irene's or Bayonne in the Quarter. We'll walk down Bourbon Street, 50 minutes, one and done. So you can tell folks, yeah, we walked down Bourbon Street. But it's nowhere where you need to go. It's like going to Memphis. You don't need to go to Beale Street. Frenchman in the Marigny Triangle is better than Beale Street. By far. No, Bourbon Street is a disaster. Strip joints, trinket shops, daiquiri shops, just a bunch of crap. And it's not like it lures down the wrong element like violence. It lures in the wrong element as far as financial success for the city. It lures in Johnny and his girlfriend, Kathy, and they park their truck on the edge of the Quarter. They walk to Bourbon Street. They get a couple of daiquiris. They walk up and down the street. You know, Johnny had $23 of spending. Sally had, 18. It's like a $40 investment in the city. And then it's all cash. Strip joints, cash. Daiquiri shops, cash. Trinket stores selling junk that no one wants, cash. The city's not even properly receiving the tax benefit it should. But if you reimagine Bourbon Street, where you fade out the strip joints and the trinket shops and the daiquiri shops, and you upgrade Bourbon Street to jazz clubs, what New Orleans is famous for, music and dining, cafes, jazz clubs, lit up bright, police protection. But police never get in the way. Folks are going to still have their fun, drink, do whatever you want. Royal Street shuts down at like 6 p.m. And these shop owners, these antique shop owners, they put like, fencing, like metal grates over the glass windows so the drunks don't throw their bottles through the window. So Royal Street, like 6 p.m., just powers down. It's a block over from Bourbon. They should be complimenting each other. Some of these side streets lit up and open, encouraging people to go from Bourbon to Royal. You'd be selling armoires to a couple from Australia at 1 a.m. on Royal Street. So instead of, Jimmy and Sally and a $40 per, economic impact from those two, it'd be more like 400 or 4,000. You're bringing in a higher, economic element, more, higher class, whatever, more money. And it's not a stinky, mess. And for you folks that are like, man, Bourbon Street's always been that way. People want to go down there and get drunk. They want to have a good time. None of that would change. You can still go do that. And there'd still be lots of bars and alcohol freely flowing. It just wouldn't be a sewer. And it wouldn't be $20 a head. And it would be a place where locals would want to go. And the goal isn't that. The goal is to enhance it for tourists so more money is created for the city. We're underutilizing the street. But simply the indirect result, the incidental of us locals wanting to go down there solves the Bourbon Street problem, makes it better, enhances it. Because right now, we don't want to go down there. It's a toilet. It's a dump. It's a gutter. It's terrible. It's pretty much worthless for locals. And for most tourists, they're not coming down to New Orleans for, 5 days of conventions. And every night we're hitting Bourbon Street because it's so much fun. They realize after a walk or two down Bourbon Street, there's really no reason to be on Bourbon Street. And then the savvy tourist, that's not going to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, but going to real restaurants. The savvy tourist didn't go into Bourbon Street. They're going to Frenchman Street or Oak Street in Uptown, St. Claude, something like that, where there's some culture and it's real New Orleans, not the mess that's Bourbon Street. So no, it's time for someone to step up, not a talk radio TV host, some political mover and shaker, someone in Moreno's administration. Let's reimagine Bourbon Street. Let's get some real money coming out of Bourbon Street. Let's have Bourbon Street be a huge economic engine directly, not indirectly, directly, where people would flock to Bourbon Street and spend a lot of money. No, it's a toilet. It's long overdue. Let's reimagine Bourbon Street. And for you naysayers that, again, it's always been that way, change is the one thing that's always happening every second, every minute, every hour of every day, every week, every month, every year. Change is constant. Those that embrace change and can react on the fly, they're the successful folks. Those that pound their head against the wall, complaining against the change, they're simply going backwards. They're spinning their wheels. They're not moving ahead. No, those that can adapt, change is inevitable. Change is constant. Those that can react to it quickly, they're the winners. Bourbon Street, no change for decades. Time to react quickly. Time to reimagine Bourbon Street and make it a great street we'd all be proud of, where we want to go. Not a sewer, not a toilet, not a dump. Yeah, you right. Wide Open Wednesday. You're the show producer. 766-9480. Critique, comment, question about anything we're talking about. Or like I said, Wide Open Wednesday, you're the show producer. Anything you want to discuss. Maybe something I'm slacking on, not talking about enough, or maybe not at all. That's of vital importance. Haven't mentioned former speaker in Baton Rouge, Sheck Snyder. He got arrested, indicted, supposedly stole a piece of wood out of his office. It was state property. It's a piece of cypress that was from a tree from like 600 AD, from like 2,000 years ago. A cypress tree that was cut down like 150 years ago when it was like 1,800 years old. And they pulled a big piece of wood out of it, and it's got like a engraving on it. This cypress is from 600 AD, blah, blah, blah. Owned by the state, not priceless, but it's like an artifact. It's a piece of art. It's worth way over the $500 felony, amount. 500 plus bucks, it's a felony. No, and he stole it and took it from his office, and he says he doesn't know where it is. Liz Merle indicted him, arrested. No, maybe you want to talk about that. Maybe you want to talk about Buc-ee's Nuggets. I went to Buc-ee's once. 766-9480. My buddy lives in Diamond Head, Mario Brothers. He goes to Buc-ee's about once a week. Gets the brisket off the board. Too bad the brisket's made in Texas, fully cooked and smoked, and then simply bagged and shipped to every Buc-ee's location where they reheat it. I like fresh stuff. Yeah, I went to Buc-ee's. Not for me. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I guarantee if I was kids on a road trip, I'd go to a Buc-ee's. I'd also go to Sam's Club and Target and Walmart and buy stuff and freeze it and thaw it out to cook. But I'm single, so I don't go to the big box stores. I don't need a 55-gallon drum of ketchup. And when I want to cook a steak, I'll go get the steak fresh. Nothing's in my freezer frozen that I thaw out and cook. Because I'm single. Cooking for myself a lot of the time, cooking for me, a date, me, a friend or friends, me and my mom, bring her something. So no, they're just some things I don't do. But if I was married with kids, I'd go to Buc-ee's. But no, I went to Buc-ee's. I went to Houston for a friend's 50th birthday party like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Picked up a friend, LSU buddy who lives in Baton Rouge. We went to Houston. We drove. He had been to Buc-ee's once. He's like, man, I love the beef jerky there. You want to stop at Buc-ee's? I'd never been. I'm like, sure. I'll check it out. Never been. Went inside Buc-ee's. We're there about 20 minutes. Walked around. I didn't get a card. I didn't buy anything. He got some beef jerky, and we left. That was it. And I'll probably never go to Buc-ee's again for the rest of my life. You like Buc-ee's? More power to you. But I mean, I'm single. I don't need to go to Buc-ee's. I used to go to Target to get like the essentials like toilet tissue, paper towels, laundry detergent. The Lowe's by my house has all that. It's like $3 or $4 more than like a Target or a Walmart or Sam's Club. But it's convenient for me. And it's cheaper than like the grocery store. So I get that stuff there. So I don't even go to Target or Walmart or Sam's. I don't like going to those places. Too crowded, too big. Anyway. Corey's Life on the Neutral Ground. Coming up next, back to real segments that you care about. Hey, Audubon Gutters put gutters on my house. And the Audubon Gutters have the Leaf Guard system. It's the only one-piece seamless debris shedding gutter on the market today. There is no competition. You need gutters for your home or office? 35 years strong. AudubonGutters.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville. a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
A lot easier than when I delivered pizza in New Orleans. What the hell? We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. We're all just blocking the street. Screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Never stop blocking the street.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. You're the show producer. Anything you'd like to discuss, 766-9480, 766-9480. In the 4 o'clock hour, Steve Nelson, General Superintendent, New Orleans Sewage and Water Board, joined us for a good 20 minutes talking about the new $300 million power substation. That bad boy was supposed to be on before hurricane season started. There was talk to get it going before the Super Bowl. That didn't happen. Then it was like June, then July, then August. It keeps getting pushed back. It's ready to go. Entergy's done their part. They've been ready for 6 months. But the Sewage and Water Board testing these 3 frequency changers that convert 60 hertz power, the standard power that the United States of America uses. It converts 60 hertz power to 25 hertz. Because we have pumps that are 100 years old and they run on the old power, 25 hertz power from like 1900s, early 1900s. So these 3 frequency changers, that's the delay of the power substation being 100% online. The 1 frequency changer testing started about a week ago. They want 30 straight days at full load before it's fully operational, ready to go. So early next month, frequency changer 1 will be ready. Early January, frequency changer 2, and early February, frequency changer 3. And then turbine 4, the old steam-powered turbine from 1915 that they keep putting Band-Aids and bubble gum on to keep it running. That one will be decommissioned. Finally. From 1915, literally steam-powered. Insane. Turbine 7, a jet engine turbine, will be going online at the substation early next year. So lots of progress being made out at the Sewage and Water Board. And I've talked about this before. The Sewage and Water Board is broken. It's dysfunctional. It's 100 years old plus infrastructure in some cases. But Ghassan Corbin, the guy who came in under LaToya Cantrell, give credit where credit's due. LaToya Cantrell is a nightmare. 99+% of the time, she is a full-blown nightmare. Worthless, selfish, corrupt, inept. She's a problem. LaToya the Destroyer. Junket Cantrell, a major problem. She'll be gone in January, thank God. We're free at last. But Ghassan Corbin was a hell of a hire. You know, she didn't pull a Mitch Landrieu. Mitch Landrieu gets a little political. I worry about Helena Moreno, like having to repay favors and getting political. Mitch Landrieu put this Cedric Grant, this guy who's part of every mayoral administration for the last like 30 plus years. I'm driving on the Lafitte Greenway, and I stopped by that swimming pool to get a sip of water from the water fountain like 5-6 years ago, right by Claiborne, Lafitte Greenway on my bike. And there's a plaque from the Morial administration. They apparently redid that building and got the pool operating like in 91. Cedric Grant's on there with some role, director of this, Reminds me of like John Hilario's son, who's been on like 5 different state commissions. They're all different. He knows nothing about any of them, but he's on these boards, commissions. He makes 6 figures a year. I'd like to be on a board that I don't have to show up for, and I make 6 figures a year, something I know nothing about. That'd be great. No, that's Cedric Grant, anointed, appointed political hack, a joker who pulls 180 grand in retirement annually. It's sinful, these people, and we allow it to happen. That's equally as sinful. Yeah, God looks badly on Cedric Grant because he's a joker, and he looks badly on us for allowing it to happen. But no, Cedric Grant didn't know anything about the Sewage and Water Board, and it just political crap and just floating by and probably not showing up for work half the time, doesn't know what's going on, the problems, solutions, none of it. Think about Ghassan Corbin in 7 years running the Sewage and Water Board. Those 2 water towers went up, which increased the pressure so we don't have to have boil water advisories as often. Not 1, but 2 major water towers, multi-million dollars. The smart meters going up all around the city, where moving into the digital age where it'll all be electronically monitored and 100% correct. No misreading of the meters or no guessing on how much water you used. Accurate, smart meters. The $300 million power plant substation, getting rid of the characters stealing brass, stealing pipes, abusing the handicap parking downtown, getting the monthly stipend for parking, and then not using it and stealing a handicap plate and parking illegally. Just crap like that. No, total modernization of the Sewage and Water Board. I should say total. Dramatic modernization. More done in 7 years of Ghassan Corbin, who I have no ties to. We're not pals or friends. We don't talk on the phone. He's not my buddy. He's just a good guy who did a damn good job running the Sewage and Water Board. Did more in 7 years than the previous 70, literally. And you think about a Cedric Grant, this political hack that knows nothing, how devastating and just wrong that is to put these losers in power of something as important as the Sewage and Water Board. You bring in a guy from Milwaukee that had been in it for 30 years. That's what he does. No, he came in and made dramatic changes to the Sewage and Water Board. And because it's so broken and so dysfunctional, it's still got a long way to go. Probably not going to get a whole lot of credit, but he deserves it. He deserves it. It's like the politicians post-Katrina that got the projects torn down, that, bankrupted the Orleans Parish public school system and started over again, and civil service out the window. Got to fire all the teachers and educators and I use the word educators loosely, in the Orleans Parish public school system. No, thank God of these brave people during the opportune time doing the brave, courageous stuff. And Ghassan Corbin did a lot in 7 years running the Sewage and Water Board. No, it's brave and courageous. Getting rid of the projects in New Orleans, getting rid of the Orleans Parish public school system. These things are political. They're politically entrenched. People make money off them. A lot of power, struggle, and the like, trying to keep those things. No, it was brave. I remember post-Katrina. I remember C. Ray Nagin going, I did the courageous thing. I brought everybody back. I brought every neighborhood back. No, that wasn't the courageous thing. That was the easy thing. That was the chickening out, not being a real leader, and doing the non-courageous, non-brave thing. What a courageous, brave move would have been like the lower 9th Ward on like the north lower 9th Ward, the intracoastal waterway side of Claiborne Avenue. That was supposed to be turned into light industrial. And two things happened. Folks heard about it and freaked out, coupled with Brad Pitt, ready, fire, aim. I'm going to build a bunch of houses in the 9th Ward. It just wrecked the whole thing. And none of those Brad Pitt houses are there because they were crappily built using inferior products, and they all rotted and just broke down. It had to be all torn down. It was a joke. But that was supposed to be a light industrial area. Go drive down there today. What is sinful are the handful of people that have rebuilt in that neighborhood, and next door to them, they have like the whole block to themselves. Literally, there's not another house on the block. And across the street, an empty block. And worse, all individually owned lots. So people neglecting the lot, weeds growing, coyotes, all kind of wildlife animals out there. And you're sitting in a house up on stilts, surrounded by weeds and abandoned, neighborhood. I would say 90% of that particular area, lower 9th Ward, the north side of Claiborne towards the Intracoastal Waterway, should have been abandoned, should have been turned into light industrial. And it's sinful. The people that rebuilt, put their hard-earned money into that neighborhood, they'll never get their money out of their house. No one's buying in there. No one wants to live in there. No, those people should have been moved on the other side of Claiborne or into another neighborhood. A lot of those folks now live in like Slidell and Laplace, never came back to the lower 9th Ward, have no desire to come back to the lower 9th Ward. They like Slidell and Laplace better by choice. No, it's just a shame. It's just, that's what happens when you have a lack of leadership, when politics, rule the day. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Yeah, you right. I picked up Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch. Some chicken shawarma, a little tabbouleh on the side, a fried football kibbe. Still have a lot of it left in my refrigerator right now. Lebanon's Cafe. Few great things about Lebanon's. It's authentic. I'm half Syrian, half Lebanese. My grandmother, Situ, that's Arabic for grandmother. She cooked all this stuff. So it's authentic. Huge portions, generous portions, priced right because they want to lure in students and faculty from Loyola and Tulane nearby. Fresh because it's Middle Eastern Syrian food. It's fresh. They're constantly just blowing through food at Lebanon's. Very popular restaurant. Outside dining, indoor dining, to-go orders, lots of Uber Eats and, food folks picking up stuff and delivering it. Lamb chops, shish kebab, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, so good. Fresh, authentic, priced right, large portions. Tough to beat. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. I often talk like you folks that live in Uptown, live in Mid-City, Carrollton area, obviously, really convenient. You folks that live in Old Jefferson, Old Metairie. Yeah, Old Metairie. However long it takes you to get to Causeway at River Road, in about 3 or 4 minutes from there, you'll be at Lebanon's Cafe, literally in 3 or 4 minutes. So from Old Metairie, it takes about 5 minutes to get to Causeway and River Road. That means from Old Metairie, it's less than 10 minutes to Lebanon's Cafe. Even closer for you Old Jefferson folks, via River Road to Oak Street, hook a left on Carrollton, 3 blocks down on your left. You can't miss it. Big green awning right on the corner. Carrollton and Jeanette. Wonderful Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, I talked the talk. I walked the walk. I picked up a to-go order from there today. I'm there at least once a week with a to-go order. And I'm there about 3 Sundays a month with my mom, brother, and sister at Lebanon's Cafe. Talking the talk, walking the walk, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Simlawn artificial turf custom golf putting green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Thoughtful conversation.
Time is money. You said opium was money. Money is money. Well, then, what is time again?
Corey Johnson on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Oh, wow. Welcome back. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Boy, that Arctic blast came and went, huh, Mario Brothers? That was quick. It was like 48 hours of cold and gone. I mean, we're right back. This is beach weather now.
Yeah, need the AC in my car.
Yeah, you need the AC at home and in your car right now.
Yes, as you know, I'm in a new vehicle. I've been spending so much time going between like the heat and the
Oh, me
AC.
too. I know it sucks too. I mean, you got to crank it back down. You get in it and it's like hot. And you got the heat going.
Yes.
My car wasn't. I have like a sync feature, like where I can control the left side of the car, and if it's not synced up, the right side. My wife, date, whatever can control that.
Yes.
I didn't have it synced, so I had it synced when I went to hot, and then I brought it back, turned back on the AC, and brought it to cold, low.
Yeah.
And I'm driving like, man, it still feels like something hot going on. I'm looking at the thing, it says low, and then I look over on the other side, it says high. I was like, oh, I don't have it synced up, so I hit the sync button, and all of a sudden, it's not pumping heat out on the right side of the car. But yeah, when you have the wrong thing on, it's like getting in the car when it's cold and you put the heat on right away. It ain't blowing hot.
No, exactly.
Got to drive a little while, get the heat going.
Got to give it some time.
Yeah, it's the worst.
A lot of that's happened to me, and the new car is touchscreen versus the old car that was buttons, so that's just kind of taking something easy.
Oh, your new car's all touchscreen?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Modern tech, bro. Embrace it.
Yes, sir. 2025.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. Bye-bye penny, Mario Brothers. I think it costs like over 3 cents to produce a penny. So they're getting rid of the old penny. A nickel reportedly costs like 13 cents to make. That might have to be next. Maybe turn the nickel into the penny. That costs 3 cents to make. At least you're ahead of the game. No, a lot of folks are going to be rounding up. Some folks like Rouse has announced they'll be rounding down. So like if you're buying something, it's $29.94. It'll be $29.90. They won't round up to 95. They'll round down to 9. So at most, they're going to be losing 4 cents every time you go. But better than rounding up where, they're like, you're like, damn, they're taking a penny from me every time. I could give a crap, but a lot of people are going to not like that. Just the concept I would not like, not so much the loss of the penny. But anyway, Rouse's is going to round down for you. If it's 94 cents, you'll pay 90 cents. If it's 99 cents, you'll pay 95 cents. Rounding down, not up. Yeah, so bye-bye to the penny. I think November 12th, I want to say, was the last pennies produced. Today. They printed out the final pennies today. And the United States will no longer make the penny. Mario Brothers, I saw a funny commercial because of that. It's hysterical. It's unbelievable. It was you can buy 2 rolls of pennies, and they're freshly minted. I think like one's from the Denver Mint, and one's from like the Philadelphia Mint. And it's 50 pennies in each roll. And they're not, brown or rough. They're copper looking. They're shiny and brand new. They want $9.95 for the 250 rolls of pennies, for 100 pennies. They want $10.
That's crazy.
So they went to the mint. They went to the government, said, we want some freshly minted pennies. They got them by the sack load, by the pallet. And they put them in a machine and rolled them. So you're buying $1 worth of pennies for $10.
Crazy.
And people are buying them. And then they're so smart about it. Limited to 20 purchases per order. Like it makes you think like, wow, people are calling like crazy and trying to get 100, but they're only limiting it at 20. Let's get the 20. Let's max it out. I remember there was some diet pill where literally they said, take 2 a day and you'll lose your back weight. And then they said something like, if you're losing too much weight, pull it back to 1 a day. It's like, okay, no one's losing any weight on this pill to begin with. And second, no one's losing so much weight you have to take it down. So their point was just like, let's make it imply that it works like crazy. It's so dramatic. If you take too many pills, it could be too much weight loss.
Yes, it's a tactic.
It's beyond a tactic. It's a joke. Actually, my brother and I use a similar tactic with a rental property we have.
Mm-hmm.
Say the rent's $1,000, $1,500. We don't say, if you don't pay by the 5th, it's $100 penalty. What we do is instead of $1,500 rent, it's $1,600 rent. But if you pay by the 5th, we take $100 off.
Oh, cool.
And make it $1,500. The rent's $1,500, Mario.
Mm-hmm.
So we could approach it where pay by the 5th, or it's a $100 penalty if you're late. That just pisses the tenant off.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you pay before the 5th, we take $100 off. That incentivizes the tenant to pay on time, and in their mind, they're saving $100. The rent's $1,500. Exactly. We made it $1,600 to incentivize them to pay early. So a little tip for you property owners, jack up the rent $100 and tell the person, yeah, it's $1,600. But if you pay by the 5th, we take $100 off. You only have to pay $1,500, not $1,600. So they pay on time, and they look at it as you're doing them a favor, like you're helping them. They're like, wow, I save $100. It's like 1 month of rent free. When actually We're getting exactly what we want for the rent. We just didn't make it a penalty. We made it a plus, an incentive. They save money, not are penalized. Same thing, just different way of selling it. Anyway. Hey, speaking of total maintenance, Mario Brothers was talking about running his air conditioning. I've been running it. I had my AC on that heat cold mode the other day, just like on 73, because during the day, it was getting like 76 inside. The AC would kick on. At night, it's getting down into the 50s. The heat would kick on. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, just think total maintenance. It's easy. These guys have been at it for 40 years. Sterling reputation in South Louisiana. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around. 30-plus techs, 30-plus trucks. Hundreds of years of experience diagnosing it right the first time. And they come with a sense of urgency because your AC or heat's not working right. In New Orleans or Baton Rouge, if you need heat help, think total maintenance. TM-AC.com. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm. What's that, buddy? 60% of the week in the books. Just 2 more shows to go before the weekend. And this summer-like weather's back. Hit the beach. You're right, buddy. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock, right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.